And this kid said, we were doing it for hours. And I thought, hours? I had to step in. I was like, sorry, were you doing it right? Because it takes 7 minutes, mate. It takes... Oh, hello. How's your night going so far? You having a good time? Yeah. I'm very happy to be here. I haven't always been a comedian. I used to be a bouncer. And what? I was. No, not you. Do you know, the annoying thing is, I still look like I'm a bouncer. There are about 13 of you in here tonight that showed me your tickets when you walked. And then looked at me weird when I didn't know what was going on. Like I was a bouncer for a long time. I wasn't very good when I started. I was 19 when I started, and I wasn't very good because I couldn't fight. I couldn't fight because I'd never needed to learn because I'm fucking huge. Like I don't have to fight. Like all you have to do. There's two things. There's two moves that you have to do, and that's breathe in and give a filthy look. That's it. That's all you've got to do. Like when I was a bouncer, anyone did anything that I didn't like, I would just stand outside the club like this. And throw themselves out. It was easier. I was a bouncer for a long time. I only quit. I quit because I started to feel old. And I'm not even that old, but I've got to that age where slang doesn't make any sense to me. Like 30-year-olds in a room, like, have you ever had a conversation with someone in their 20s and afterwards thought, what the fuck just happened? That's what I've got to. And it wasn't even just the slang. It's not just what they were saying, it's what they talk about as well. Conversations from people outside clubs just make you feel tired. Like we had these two boys talking, and they were just having a normal conversation, and he said to his friend, that girl that you were talking to last night, did you guys go home? And this kid said, we were doing it for hours. And I thought, hours? I had to step in. I was like, sorry, were you doing it right? Because it takes 7 minutes, mate. It takes... Who's got time for hours? I'll be honest, for me, 4 times a year, once a quarter, that's it. Any more, I'll turn into the woman, because I'll be with someone and she'll say, let's do that again. I'm like, can't we just talk? But it was the slang that got me. The slang in the UK has got very weird. Like it sounds like it is English, but it doesn't hear like it's actually English. The slang's weird. I'll give you an example. So back in the UK, and I'm from London. Back in London, we used to call it going to the gym. That's how we used to phrase that sentence. I'm going to the gym. Apparently that phrase is far too long. So what the youth have done is they've shortened it. And it's now referred to as banging gym, all right? That's the phrase, yeah. Banging gym. Now, that's okay once it's been explained, right? Because the first time I heard that, I stood outside my nightclub with, we had these 2 new guys. It was their first shift, and we stood outside the nightclub, and this guy said to his mate, so, bruv, are you still banging Jim? And I thought, how nice he can be this open in this sort of environment, because you never really see it. Then it was like, it got weird. He went, yeah, I'm still banging Jim. I'm banging Jim 5 or 6 times a week, mate. I'm ripping it up. And I thought, all right, let's slow it down. It's still a workplace, isn't it? It's still a workplace. And they brought me into the conversation. He said, you look like you banged Jim. Was that... I've never done that. He's gone, no. You've definitely you've definitely banged Jim before. I was like, all right, I might have had a dream about it when I was a kid, but it doesn't count because it's just subconscious, isn't it? It's just subconscious. And I'm like, yeah, back in the day, I clicked on the wrong video and I watched it for 47 minutes. But because if you don't finish, it doesn't count. It's the rule, isn't it? And he's gone, every bouncer I've ever worked with has banged Jim. And I thought, that poor guy. Do you know, that's not the worst slang though. The worst slang is the slang they've got for a stabbing, because it's not called a stabbing anymore. They've changed it. It's now referred to as wetting you up. That's what they say. Yeah, wetting you up, which again is fine once it's been explained. But this, the first time I heard it, I threw these people out for fighting, and this kid threatened me. He said, "I'm going to come back here and I'm going to wet you up." I thought. But I grew up in the 90s. I'm thinking water fight at the very worst. You know what I mean? And I'm wearing a jacket, so do what you got to do, you idiot. And then it got explained to me, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to use that because that sounds pretty cool. But I waited too long to use the threat. Like, do you know, have you ever been told a joke and you try and retell that joke like a month later and mess up the punchline? I did that with a threat. And a fight kicked off a few months later, and we threw them out. One of them got in my face, and I thought, this is my moment. I'm gonna threaten him. And now, you make a threat, you start with the eyes. It's all about presence. I was outside the club like that. If you ever come back to this club again, I'm gonna get you so wet. You guys have been amazing. My name's Emmanuel Sonubi. Thank you, good night.